Hello everyone, this is our lecture number 7 in which we study about the design of singly reinforced beam by WSN method. WSN means working stress method. In our previous lecture, we studied about the analysis of singly reinforced beam by working stress method. In this video, we do design. In previous lecture we derived some formula for finding the moment of resistance. Now let's begin how we design our beam with the help of working stress method. So here are some design steps which we have to follow for designing the beam. Before that we have to know about the durability. Durability is concrete. What do you mean by durability? Concrete is to serve the purpose for which it is designed during its intended lifetime. Some factors which affect the durability of concretes are internal factors and some external factors. Internal factors is properties of ingredient used to make concrete, or external factor is the environmental effects. So how we increase the durability? For that we have to provide the clear cover to embedded steel, using coated steel, and using appropriate minimum grade of concrete according to environmental exposure condition. Here environmental exposure condition term is come. This you found in your code IS 456-2000, where you have given different exposure condition, and for that you have given minimum grade of concrete where we take up. So these are the steps for designing singly reinforced beam. First, you have some data for that is effective span, loads, grade of concrete and steel. Second, some design constant, modular ratio, permissible stresses, critical axis coefficient, lever arm coefficients, and moment of resistance coefficients. And third one is find out the cross section dimensions. Here we have some concept for finding the dimension. If you don't use this concept, then you have to imagine or assume dimension as yourself. Means, for example, if I take 700 depth and 350 width, it is not compulsory you have also take this value, because designing part is totally assumption based part. Maybe your design and mine design is varied. Why? Because our dimension is not matched. Okay, so don't think the dimension which I was take, then it is you take. Okay, so here you have some concept for that, finding the provided overall depth, that is the 1/10 into LEFF. Here one word term is the LEFF. LEFF means effective span. It is discussed in our next slide how we find the effective span. So here we require depth. One is provided depth and one is the required depth. Means provided depth is always greater than the required depth. If your required depth is greater than provided depth, then our structure is failure. That's why here in designing part we require design depth required is less than depth provided. So depth required we get from effective depth plus effective cover. Now how we find the effective span? If effective span is given in your question, then it's okay. Otherwise, for finding the effective span, first we have to know the type of beam. If you have simply supported beam, then this is the concept. If you have other beams, means continuous beam, cantilever beam, then we have to follow some rules which are given in IS 456-2000 clause 22.2. So here we design a simply supported beam. So for that we have to find effective span. So this is the process. Think this is the beam and this beam is supported on 2 wall. If you count this beam, means I say this is the 300 mm width. This one is the 300 mm width. But when this beam is supported on wall, this clear visibility of this span is hiding. Only this part is visible clearly. So there is some rules is given in IS 456-2000 for finding the effective length or effective span. It is clear span plus width of support. Means the span which you have seen clearly and width of the support. Width of the support or width of the wall. So you have to take half from that for counting the effective span or effective length, or clear span plus effective depth of beam. Means you have to take minimum of both of them. Okay, so this is the concept of finding the effective span. Now for after finding or after assuming the dimension, you have to check whether you provided depth is sufficient for section or not sufficient for section. Means here we have one condition, depth required is less than depth provided. If here we provide 900 mm depth but required depth is 1000 mm, then our structure is failure. So we have to check that the depth provided by us is safe or not. For that we have one formula. We have first find the bending moment. If MR is greater than bending moment, then we have to apply this formula, and from this formula we find our provided depth is less than or greater than. Okay, or here there are some thumb rule for taking or finding the width of column on which beam is going to rest, width of masonry wall which is to be supported, or 250 to 300 mm. These are the thumb rule for taking the dimension of width. Now for finding the bending moment, you already know that we have to find the self weight first. So for finding the self weight, we have one formula, gamma b d. D here is the overall depth and gamma is vary for PCC and RCC, plain cement concrete or reinforced cement concrete. So for RCC 25 kN per meter cube and for PCC it is 24 kN per meter cube. So after finding the dimensions, second thing you have to find the area of reinforcement. Okay, here one term is come, that is Q. So how we find the Q? There is some concept between that which we already discussed in our previous video, but here we also discuss that part. For balance section, we know that moment of resistance is half sigma CVC dXc d minus XC upon 3. Here we write XA also. Why? Because in balance section XA is equal to X. But here we have to modify this formula, that's why here we use XC. Because in XC we write XC as a KD. This part is done in our previous lecture. So here we provide X is equal to KD, and when we shortening this part, finally here we get half sigma CVC BKJ D square. So here half sigma CVC KJ is called as a Q and remaining part is same BD square. So final formula for finding the moment of resistance in case of balance section is QBD square. So if you want to find the Q, you have to find first K, after that J, and sigma CVC value is given. So with the help of this formula you have to find the Q. Now you also check with the help of this formula your depth provided by you is safe or no. This some effective depth is given in IS 456 2000 clause number 23.2.1 page number 37. Now after that you have used area of steel formula, means tensile side formula. We know that MR is equal to sigma ST AST D minus X over 3. This is for a balance section. Tensile side formula for a balance section. With the help of this formula, we find the area of steel. We again modified this formula. We already know that in balance section we write XA is equal to XC. That's why here we write XC. So here we write XC D minus XC upon 3. Again we write XC is equal to KD, and when we solve this we finally get D dot J. That's why here we modified this formula in D dot J. Now we have to find AST. So MR upon sigma ST J D is equal to bending moment upon sigma ST J D. Why we write here MR upon is equal to BM? Because in balance section moment of resistance is equal to the bending moment. But if your case is varied, means if your section of under reinforced or over reinforced, then bending moment is less than MR and bending moment is greater than MR. Means if bending moment is less than MR, that section is the under reinforced section, and bending moment is greater than the MR, then that is the over reinforced section. Okay, so this formula gives us AST. Now we have area of steel, but we provided reinforcement in a bar form, so we have to find the number of bars. How many bars we have to provide it. For that we have to know the dimension of bar. Means if you want to provide 12 mm bar, 16 mm bar, 20 mm bar, it depends on you. If you want to provide 16 mm bar, then you have to find the dia of 1 mm bars. Here the area of 1 mm bar, sorry, here the dia of 1 bar, so you have to find the area of 1 bar, means 5 by 4 16 square. So here you write the total area. So if you divided this part, you will get the number of parts. So if you take 16, the number of parts of 16 mm dia you provided. If you take 20, the number of parts you provided of 20 mm dia. Now after finding this AST, you have to check the minimum steel requirement. This formula is given in IS 456 2000. You have to find with the help of this formula minimum steel. This steel is greater than this minimum steel, means this is the minimum steel which you provide in your beam. So that is the part. This is the some steps which you used for designing the beam. Thank you.